Hey, Steven.
Hi, Frank. So how'd your firing go?
Very well. I think it's actually, I wasn't in the firing because I couldn't get any work done because of weddings and a few other things. But I just helped out and took some late night stuff for him. We'll find out Saturday. Uh, we'll see how it all goes. I'm going to go up Saturday and open it if it's cool enough.
Uh-huh.
So it's pretty nice up there, though. And it's 5 days firing, so
Wow.
very grueling. Oh, good. And is here. How you doing, Jeff?
Very well yourself.
Very good.
Hello.
Anna?
Hi, Anna.
Hi.
Hi.
Thanks everybody for doing the later meeting today. That was helpful.
Easy to do.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Very easy to do.
Thank you.
Okay, Phil will not be here today. He has
Okay.
a conflict, and I'll start the meeting at 5:45 on time. We've got Stephen Dalamus, Frank McGinn, Jeff Quackenbush, and Anna Cook. First thing on the agenda is a meeting minutes of
I have
nothing.
a question.
Yep.
Are the minutes basically the AI transcription?
Yep. I'm having a hard time keeping up with my life in general. I changed a few things on it. But the past 2 months has just been overwhelming, the amount of time I've been spending on the buildings committee. So, especially with the oil problem, it was like, so it usually takes me 2 hours or to go over the video and all that and redo them.
Yeah.
Why are you asking, Stephen?
Why?
Yeah.
Well, I read through the minutes once and especially in I think the summary and a few other spots, I find that I don't feel that it's, from what I remember, an accurate representation of what really transpired.
Hmm.
But I'm the one who's kind of the nitpicker on the minutes, so
We always enjoy your focus. The last 2 months have been overwhelming for me, but I'll maybe able to change them going forward and stuff like that. I can try going forward. Do you have any changes?
I'd have to read through them again, but I felt, I guess I feel that there are a fair number of things, and I just said, I'm not doing this.
Okay. Anyone else have a problem with the minutes or?
I mean, I guess what is who's looking at the minutes? Or like what are we doing? Are we checking those out 5 years from now? Like
Is it a require? I think it's a requirement.
I think it's a requirement, and just if somebody wanted to to look
Yeah.
back at something,
So is there like an AI transcript, which of course would be a lot longer, but then you're not relying on AI to summarize things in ways that we don't like? Would that just make it more accurate? And on the off chance someone's checking out some random meeting minutes, in the future, that they just have to dig through a longer thing because it's a little more verbatim?
They only have a couple options. I know one is a lot longer. I mean, the other thing is we could do what this other. I've read other minutes, and some people just do one-liners. Really, one sentence for
Sure.
a 15-minute conversation or 20-minute conversation. The committee talked about the oil leak.
Mhm.
and that's all they say. So
Right. And that's it. Yeah. And the transcript would have just caught me telling my kid to put her pants on. So we don't really need that, like,
we didn't
you
hear
know.
that.
Oh, good. Okay. I was trying to keep my voice down, but it's like, so I like sometimes like the verbatim would also be like an avalanche of
Right.
unnecessary information too. But if that's somehow better than the AI, attempt to condense things, I don't know. But I kind of agree. It's like it's such a time suck. That's like I 100% why I did not volunteer for the position. So I don't know. I feel like
Might
imperfect something is better than none of us doing it.
and it depends on what time of year, between weddings, firings, a whole bunch of stuff happened in the last 2 months that just overwhelmed. There was a week there that I didn't have anything to do other than what was scheduled.
Yeah,
You come home at 9 o'clock at night and you don't have time to do stuff. So that's where I
totally.
was this week, this past
Totally.
2 months, actually.
Yeah.
Anna,
I will
getting
say,
back to your original question, I'm on the MN Spear Library Reuse Committee. And some questions came up about when we first reformed the building committee. And, I was looking into us applying for a CPA or CPC grant for the front entry porch at the library. And so I was able to go back and look at the minutes from that. But of course, maybe if it was AI generated minutes, there would have been enough info there. I don't know. But I'd say occasionally somebody might, for historical purposes, go look at the minutes.
sure. Yeah. I mean, I kind of knew the answer to the question. It was more like what's the bar that we need to set here? But if none of us have the time to do this consistently, I kind of feel like an imperfect AI thing is better than the alternative.
Yeah, I don't think there is a bar.
Okay.
I kind of lean towards if the AI gets close, that's good enough.
Yeah. I would also add, I feel like I mean, maybe this will change over time, but you can kind of tell that it's AI. So then if I'm reading something and I know it's AI, I'm reading it with like kind of a different attitude on how I'm kind of discerning the information. And maybe that's okay for other people too.
That makes sense. And I might have more time
Mhm.
after today for this meeting to take the AI and condense it and just do the bullet points like I've done in the past. But past 2 months, I haven't been able to do it. So,
So do we want to approve these meeting minutes?
yes, you want to
Yes.
approve it? Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve them.
Second?
So moved.
Okay. Roll call vote. Stephen
Cook,
Downes?
aye. Oh, sorry. Were you alphabetical? I always forget.
No, I
I
just do it I only do it who came on first.
oh,
Because
Dalmas,
that's
aye.
Steve was first, then
Yeah,
Jeff,
yeah.
and then so that's
Okay, I'll shut up. I'm good.
I could probably rearrange the screen, but anyway, Stephen Dalmas.
Dallas, aye.
Quackenbush, aye.
Cook, aye.
Okay, thank you very much. And number two for the procedure to bring to next week's meeting. What I remember from our last meeting, which I really liked, was some type of work order. And the only reason why I want something, I want for me and how I feel is to have everyone more inclusive, is to have the select board say, this is how we should do it going forward. I like the work order idea that Phil came up with that he said he used to do at Mount Snow.
A work order going to whom?
So I think it should just go to the buildings committee saying we need to have this done. You can no?
Yeah, I kind of think it ought to go to,
Haley.
yeah. And then she can, she can go through and say, the first blush, now this is BS, we're not doing this.
Mhm.
Because, I could see a work order, change my light bulb. And, there's no reason it should come to us.
Okay.
So
I agree. I totally agree.
I think it ought to go to her first, and she should then decide whether it should, go to the building committee or if it should just be dealt with by who's ever requesting. Somehow informing somebody, Haley should inform someone at the building committee that this is the request and this is how we think we ought to proceed.
Okay.
Does the building committee want to be part of it?
I mean, I'm going to go back to the school again, only because to see the angst in the principal of going $16,000 over budget and having to for maintenance on the boiler. And the one that stuck out of the 16 was $6,000 for a new pump that got flooded. And I wouldn't have done that because I would have asked what's a better way, because after they installed it, Jamrod informed me, oh, most schools have this pump inside the building, not in a hole in the ground that's got 3 feet of water underneath it. And the sub pump failed. So little things like that. So it's, I think it's a waste of taxpayers' money. I would have handled it differently, but also to find out that this water problem's been going on for 5 years.
Mhm.
So that's the only, I like your idea, Jeff, that it should go to Haley, because I think her task also was in charge of all the buildings or something like that in her work description. I remember seeing something like that.
Because at that meeting, I would also like to get from the select board, what do they think our duties are?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Uh, and then go from there. The work order, I think is a fine idea, but again, goes through Haley first.
Yes.
Yep.
I like that idea. And just to throw out an interesting example, Jeff and I were up at Town Hall last week, starting to fill in the gaps around the fence post after we did the repair to the fence. And I walked around the building looking for an electrical receptacle, and the mini split that serves the assessor's office, the refrigerant lines were disconnected. So I saw Brennan at the meeting. He's coming to the meetings for the reuse, the MN Spear Library reuse, and I asked him about it, and he said, "Oh yeah, there was a problem with it, and I don't think they had Jamrog." But the whole point is, we didn't know anything about this problem with this mini split, and I'm
Mhm.
sure Haley did. And so then I say, if Haley makes the decision to get somebody to come and deal with this mini split, and there's a repair cost, is this coming from the buildings committee? Like how, can Haley or somebody else determine that the building committee is responsible for something? Like we have some monies, and we've done a number of repairs on our own. And now we have things like the electrical, like the gutters and downspouts, to name a couple of things that we want to spend some of our money on. So,
Yeah.
Good question. That's why I wanted the select board to kind of explain what they think we're supposed to be doing. And part of that discussion should be who's got control of the money.
and Frank, question. So this, what was it, am I remembering about 6,400 to get the oil cleaned?
Yes.
Who's paying for that?
Very good question. How I did it, because I didn't want to make a commitment because it wasn't, on our end. I went into Haley and I said, this is a contract with someone issue a PO or something. I don't do that. I just, I wanted someone else to do it. And I said at that point, I don't know where the monies are coming from. Oh, I'm sorry. Henry Geddes just popped in. Sorry, I was talking and I didn't see him. But so yeah, we had I didn't want to commit to our monies, because that was that went really well.
I mean, you obviously did an awful lot of work on getting it taken care of, but based on a lot of what information you've found out and have told us about, it's like this really wasn't your problem.
No, it wasn't the buildings committee problem.
Yeah.
We would have done something totally different. And I've always liked Jeff's attitude. Fix it for 30 years, so the next guy will have to fix it, and we don't have to hear anyone complain about it and not do anything on the skinny. Um, I and also like the coordination of all the committees. I talked to Michael DiChiara. He's going to hook me up with a past school person who was on the school committee for years and years and years and will know when that tank was put in. Let's say that tank was put in 35 years ago. It's almost at its lifetime as fiberglass tanks go. They according to the stuff I researched, it's 35 to 45 years. It might last 100, I don't know. But if we have a major problem and they do the parking lot, we have to dig the parking lot up again. So that's the coordination you want. It's like you ask everyone what they're doing with stuff, and we're all talking together, and someone doesn't come in and mess up the parking lot. And with the Comtank did a great job. Um, I asked Anne, the principal, what time should they be there, and she gave me a specific time, so they wouldn't interrupt the school buses. And they came 10 minutes, 15 minutes after that, and then they were done and everything else, and the school buses came. So it was a good coordination. So we didn't interrupt the school as it is because we had to do it during school hours. But just the coordination is, I guess someone said everyone has their own fiefdom. If we all know about it, we can help each other. And I think that's what it comes down to. And I don't think Matt wants to make these decisions as a custodian. He just says, I need the hot water on,
Mhm. Have you been able, based on past history, is there a preferred vendor list that the town has for, if you have a problem, call X, Y, and Z company?
I asked Haley, she couldn't find anything.
Because I've heard it both ways.
Yes.
That's another thing I would like to hear. Because, and if there isn't, should we make one? But I
Yes.
don't know what the process would be to make one. I know how they did it at UMass, but that's all contractual stuff and that's not easy to do. So I don't know if that's necessarily our solution, but
Or at least a list. Like I'm very disappointed in Patek because I've emailed him, he hasn't got back to me. Don't know why. But it's frustrating.
Yep.
And we came and we spent time.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I'm gonna call him tomorrow one more time. And
So you said you emailed. Have you called as well?
no,
Okay.
that's my next thing. I assume I send a lot of emails out on Monday, and I just assume people are at the job, so you won't get back to you Tuesday. Now it's Wednesday, so
Mhm.
if they're on that Anna, you leave the
Yeah,
office, you go to a
yeah.
job site.
Yeah, I mean, and we all have cell phones now, but we like to pretend we don't.
Yep,
So who's going to be at the meeting Tuesday from our little happy group?
I will be. We have to have a quorum. Well, we should have a quorum. Phil said he would be.
Yeah.
Will you be able to make it, Jeff?
I think I will. I have to take my wife to a doctor's appointment in Boston, but I think we're going to be back in time. What time do you think we're going to be meeting then?
I think we're on the agenda first.
Meaning 7?
No, it's five. It's a 5 o'clock meeting. I don't know why they're doing meetings that change they've had some unique meetings.
So it's 5 o'clock, not 6.
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock
Okay.
and we're basically, they review the minutes and then it's us.
Okay, I'm not convinced I'll be back by 5. I thought it was at 7. Okay, well,
Okay.
I'll try to be there.
Will you be able to be there, Anna?
Um,
Tuesday at 5, the
I don't
14th?
know.
What?
I
No?
don't know.
Okay.
Well,
Uh,
I can be there, so if Phil's going to be there, we've got a quorum.
okay.
Right. Okay. And Phil said he would be there, so we'll do that. And
Okay.
I know Mary Ann's gonna come,
Mhm.
because she would like an answer to a lot of these same questions as it will affect the new library. Just so you guys are aware, I've been talking with Mary Ann, because the mechanical system with that new library is complex. So for the first year in her budget, uh, she's going to hire the mechanical contractor who installed the systems at the library to do the periodic maintenance. But then after the first year, she she doesn't want it to be in her budget unless somehow her budget's adjusted.
I can see that.
Yeah, so she'll be at the meeting too. Okay.
Okay. So
I
basically,
probably can't be there. I just have conflicting, my kids are in different activities, so I have trouble just getting them to
lend
where
them a
they need to
car. Just
be.
lend them a car. They'll take
I
care of
know, I know.
it.
Yeah, I guess if you combine their ages, they're old enough to drive. It works.
That's by the way, when I turned 16 and got whatever month after that was the first thing my parents did was give me
Yeah,
the hand-me-down car, and I became the driver of the house and the neighbor.
yeah.
But okay, so we'll put together something together. The work order, what are our duties? Where do the monies come from? And preferred vendor. And where, basically, what does the select board think our duties are? From there,
Hmm.
we can, if they think that everyone's in charge of their own building, great, so go with
Well,
that.
also, if they think we're actually doing all the physical repairs ourselves,
Yeah.
that doesn't work when it comes to some of these systems.
Hmm. Okay, thank
You
you.
know, Frank, are you saying that you're going to put together a work order?
I was going to look up online what a work order looks like, and then if
Because I was thinking, why not just wait till the meeting and ask them if they think a work order would be
okay,
a
yeah,
good idea? And then if they like the idea, then it can be pursued. But,
don't waste the time. Yep.
yeah.
Okay, that sounds
If you wanted to see a work order request, you just go to UMass Physical Plant website, and that's where people would submit a work order request.
okay. Okay, I think we've answered that enough of that. The next thing on is the oil tank. They cleaned it, or polished is the word. And I got the report I sent to everyone. I don't know how to read it, but they did take some water out and it's all good. The only thing they didn't do was the cap. He promised me to do the cap.
Yeah, okay.
So the 5 gallon bucket's going to be there for a little bit. Does anyone know a copper tin knocker in the area?
No.
Do you mean copper? Do we
Well,
say tin knocker or
copper.
copper ductwork?
Well, whatever, no, whatever, I call them tin knockers.
Yeah, do you
My
mean?
brother-in-law, when he does through roof chimneys, uses one specific guy to do a copper flashing that's custom to the top of the chimney.
Oh,
So this was custom. Wherever they made these things, it was custom.
okay.
And my thought was, because it shouldn't be that much money, to make it aesthetically look correct, um, is to take the copper sleeve that we showed you all in the picture, bring it to that guy. He puts a fun cap on it, and I stick it back on because it would aesthetically follow suit. Because all it has to do is be a mushroom or whatever, rather than buy a commercial one.
The only thing I could recommend is the company that we hired to fix the slate at Spear Library. Um, they I don't know if they can make something out of, I mean, they deal with lead coated copper.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh yeah, I'll call my brother-in-law because he uses it all the time on his high-end buildings, and I'm not going to drive to Rhode Island though. But he has a lot of jobs in Massachusetts, so I'll do a little legwork on that one.
That company's out of Ludlow, the ones that did the slate roof.
Hmm. Yeah, there's got to be someone. I haven't done the research. I just thought I'd ask. So
So is the system up and running?
yep, supposedly.
Right.
No one complained, so
Mhm.
you don't hear anything, don't ask. Actually, it has to be up and running by the 15th of this month.
Right, got 7 more days.
7 more days before it. So I'll probably take a ride over to see Ann um, by Friday just to see how life is over there.
So to recap, so what we found was there water in the tank?
3 inches on the bottom.
Okay, so now all the water's gone.
The water's gone, the
They did that
polishing,
that strange test on
which
this.
goes through 3 different types of filters, one for algae, one for fungus, one for water. But they pump the water out first and put it into a container and then process it from there back in and give and when they, at the end, they test the water, the product before and after. And so it was, it was new fuel.
Do you know how many gallons was processed?
Uh,
Gallons of oil or gallons of water?
Well, I'm assuming that the entire, whatever the liquid level or the liquid in gallons was, that's what was processed and they got rid of all the water. I mean, the thought occurred to me just recently. I thought, okay, so it's $6,400 to take it all out, clean it, put it back in. What would the cost be to just pump it out, get rid of it, it's contaminated, and put new oil in?
Tremendous amount of money.
A lot more than
A lot more than $6,200.
okay.
You have to pay by the gallon, and that was one of the things I asked. And the guy who did the pressure tank says you don't want to do that. You want to, he gave me several people gave me the idea of the polishing, but
Mhm.
you basically have to pay by the gallon. So if there was 6,000 gallons in there, it has to go to a specific place.
Got it.
And
Okay.
yeah.
And
So
that is the sump pump fixed?
it was a brand new sump pump with a line. It's a manual system though. See, this is what I'm at. We're in a drought, so there's water in it down there. Um, I wish if we had been involved, there's an electrical box there. There's electric for the pump, so we could have had the sub pump automatically plugged into it, so you don't have to open it and check it if it needs to be pumped. Do you follow me? It
Yeah.
has
So you're saying you have to manually turn on the sump pump.
and pull out the hose.
Bizarre.
Yeah,
So how do you know whether you need to go do that?
I think they check every once in a while. This is the bizarre thing for me. I like automatic because take the sub pump, put the hose outside somehow,
Okay.
and have it all hooked up and then just check to make sure it's working all the time rather than go out there with an extension cord across the parking lot and take the hose out and put it in the parking lot. That's the current manual.
I
Yeah,
do remember when I went out there early in this process, before you got involved, Frank,
Yeah.
that Matt said that during the spring when it was raining a lot, he would check it and there was no water in there. And then at some point, say after all the rains, then all of a sudden there's this water. So, it's like, when do you check it?
And
Mhm.
I know we've been in a severe drought. And everything is down, the lakes, the ponds and everything. So, and I was surprised to see how much water was in there. So,
I wonder if you could get some kind of water alarm that would like signal your phone, something simple that could be put down in there. Maybe you mount a couple of them. But
just like our septic system has the alarm, then the pump fails,
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
to which mine failed 3 years ago.
yeah. Okay.
Okay. Do you want to, Henry, can you hear us, Henry? Do you want to do your presentation now? rather than the N?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you,
Now
yes.
we
I
can.
Hi.
see you.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Henry.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, Historical Commission here. Oh,
How about that?
well, this is very efficient. I didn't even summon it. Can you see what is on the screen there?
Mhm.
We can't read it.
Can't read it.
I
Keep
can read it.
talking.
It's too small, is it?
Yeah, we're old. Well, except Rana.
It's all relative.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. And so just to bring you up to speed on the guide board on Town Common.
Right.
The renovations should be done early next year, it turns out. And we thought it would be a good idea to get the cement foundation recommended by Stephen Smolsky up and running, as soon as we can in the time remaining before winter sets in. What you see before you there is a description, the top part there, of the work involved for this cement foundation. And I went ahead and looked around to see if there was a local contractor who might be able to do it. And perhaps you have some leads on someone who could do this kind of job. It's a very small job. I sent out 8 bids with this kind of description and only got one back saying they would consider doing it. And the cost they quoted was $2,500. Everything I think, I guess your input would be great here, both in terms of the recommendation and in terms of a potential contractor. The one bid we did get wondered about the last item, metal flashing, etc. And of course, I have no idea what that is, what that would look like. But I ran it by Bob Groves, and he seemed to think that that was unnecessary.
So I have a
So,
couple comments.
Yeah.
First one, we have a retired contractor who has volunteered, and we've done several different repairs around town. And I had talked to him about this a while back, and he said at the time that he would be willing to be involved in doing this. That's the first comment. I remember in the drawing that I saw, it's kind of a sketch that Steve Smolsky did. The whole signboard is going to be, we'll say, floating slightly above the slab.
Yes.
And, there's going to be some detailing and figuring out exactly how to do that. And I have some thoughts about that. And, I think that the metal flashing probably is not going to be a necessity. And I'd be a little concerned about putting the pad in before we have the signboard, because I think it would be good to get the signboard back and actually position it where we think we want it and say, that's good or that's bad. And if it comes back sometime in the winter, well, it could be housed somewhere, maybe in the highway department, undercover until the spring, and then, we deal with the pad in the spring.
Yeah.
That's my thought.
how heavy is this signboard?
Not heavy at all.
So what's going to hold it down?
That's the next question,
Well, then,
precisely.
That's
it
why I
does,
think Steven's got the right idea. We need to see this thing before we go pouring a bunch of concrete.
yeah, yeah. Smolsky recommended securing it to the concrete, and of course that would entail a whole other layer of, um, an additional layer to this.
Right.
Again, and I've already got some ideas on this, which probably aren't that easy to just verbally explain, but basically, possibly using some aluminum L sections attached to the concrete, and then attaching to them some pieces of pressure treated wood that will go up inside of the signboard, and there'd be some stops inside the signboard. And then you'd be able to, at several locations, screw through the signboard into the pressure treated wood, so everything's anchored.
Mm. Yeah. So, well, again, I think your idea, Steve, let's see this thing back
Yeah.
in town, and then we'll figure out how we're gonna
Because
do
you'd
it.
have to, we might have to use stainless steel threaded bolts in the concrete, and I'd like to have it measured in front of me and say, yeah, rather than guess it's supposed to go there, and then
Yeah,
Because I'm wondering how they came up with the 45 by 45 dimensions.
that would be Smolsky, yes. This is what he recommended.
Yeah, well, in
Yeah.
his sketch, he shows the concrete base being slightly smaller dimensionally than the base of the signboard, so that there's less chance of water kind of pulling or puddling on the concrete, which makes good sense. But, we don't know yet if the signboard is perfectly square at the base. I mean, I
Right.
think there are a lot of issues, if you will, that could come up if we
Okay.
pour that
Exactly.
slab ahead of time and then find out that it's too big, or,
Right.
it's-
Yep.
Mhm.
Agreed.
and I think the location of the signboard is an important consideration as well.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I actually spent some time with Leslie Bracebridge,
Uh-huh.
sorting out where it might be placed, and we marked it. But yeah, I agree. I agree. We need to revisit that and probably double check it.
according to the site, I just did some quick configuration. It's going to be used between 9 and 10 cubic feet of concrete. So that's another issue. I know there's someone once said, I know a guy who does 10 cubic feet. So rather than you pay so much when you order a dump truck full.
Mhm.
You'll get like a short load fee.
Yeah, you'll get, yeah. So it asks, I know someone else who has Doug Smith from Wendell told me, if you ever get he knows someone who does 10 yards or 10 cubic feet or something, not 10 yards. I think how much is a dump truck?
I don't know. We'd probably hand mix something like that. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just under 4x4, but I don't know. Do some
Okay.
math on how many bags and rent a mixer.
Yeah, half a cubic foot per bag
Mhm.
of quick.
Mm.
So we'd need 20 bags.
So for the 45 by 45 by 8,
Mhm.
that's that much concrete?
Mhm. 8 inches thick. We have to make sure it goes down on the ground so it doesn't move. That's another question. We're just putting a slab on there, and in time, will it move?
Well, I mean, if it frost sees up and down, that's no big deal.
Okay.
I mean, being 8 inches thick, I don't think it's gonna go anywhere.
Mm. It was sitting on some flat stones that were flush to the ground in the past. Uh,
Mhm.
and then Bob also recommended this 6 by 6 foot gauge welded wire reinforcing mesh.
6 inches by 6 inches.
Is it 6 inches?
No, that's 6 feet by 6 feet.
And I know, but
Yeah.
it's a 6 by 6, 10 by 10, 6 by 6.
But it's supposed to be 6 inches, right?
Right.
Is
Yeah.
it?
I
Okay.
would assume so.
Yeah, yeah, right, right.
This is all standard stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
why
mean, we
don't
So
we
got
we'll,
a concrete
tip
guy right
aside
in
for that?
Shutesbury that does flat work. I don't think he would do the prep, but Bernard Concrete's right by the lake. He would definitely do the flat work.
Okay.
so we'll leave it till we get that,
Yep.
the guide board back.
Yep.
And you could probably put it in the boiler room of town hall.
The
Yeah.
boiler room. Yeah.
They put a lot of stuff in there sometimes. Well, we could investigate several locations.
So it's protected.
Mhm.
Yeah. Could put it in the meeting room.
It's an adornment.
Yeah.
Yes.
How big is it again? What are the approximate dimensions?
Uh,
5 feet tall.
yeah, just above 5 foot. It's just a bit higher maybe than my height. I'm 5'11", so it's just about that high.
And then the base is approximately, is it really the base 45 or 45?
Yeah, somewhere in that. It's slightly smaller than that.
So it
Yeah.
doesn't fit through a 3-foot door.
Oh, yeah.
It does or
Oh,
it does not?
yeah,
Oh,
that's a good question.
Highway Department.
highway department.
That's what it sounds like. Yep. Okay.
But a highway department, a place to store it someplace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. All right. Well, I'll, I guess, get back to you as soon as we get the word on it.
Okay.
And if I guess it would be best if they returned it in the spring, right? I mean, there's no point in, if possible, if they can store it, get it back to us in the spring instead.
As long as they don't charge you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Well, thanks.
Thank you, Henry.
You're welcome.
And
Hi, Henry.
we'll be in touch.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Okay.
Okay, boss, what's next?
We talked about the electrical projects updates and that I have to give him another call. And I tried doing the Knox box online, and I think I have to have Lenny do it with me because he has a code. Did you put the Knox box on the library yet?
You mean, is it installed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's
But
not,
it-
it's recessed.
It's recessed, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they but anyway, so I'll work on that next week or so for the other buildings. The only other thing I had, actually, I want to share.
What about the gutters? Anna got those prices on the gutters. Are we gonna move ahead with this?
We should.
Or are we gonna wait till we know how much the electrical work's gonna cost?
How much money do we have?
Right. Another way of looking at it.
And how much money were those gutters? I don't remember anymore, but I'll pull it up.
I think
I think it was like $8,000.
Couple that, yeah,
I
okay.
think we had like 75 in our account. Because remember it got put in twice. That's why we weren't on town meeting,
Right.
annual town meeting, because it had gotten put in twice.
Yeah,
So we have
but
around 70.
we don't know if we're paying for the oil problem at the school and a few other things.
Right.
Well, if we spend all our money real quick,
They'll
they'll
have-
just say, hey, sorry, we don't have it.
And don't we need to get the elevator running?
Yes. That's another unanticipated things that's why I was hoping for this Patea, because he said he'd had a guy and he did everything, so it was a little disappointing. But I'll give him a call tomorrow.
So are we saying that the gutters are moving down the priority list?
Let's see what the electric costs, and it'd be nice to get the gutters done this fall before the snow and everything, just because that's, ice and all that other stuff, direction where the ice goes, so. And that's pretty, those that go on gutters go quickly. They just drive up.
Oh yeah, they'll be done in a day. I bet they would do all three together. I was just looking
Yeah.
them up because they're priced separately. So we had 1,300, 1,800, and then
Mhm.
I'm just getting the last one was 750. I'm rounding.
You had raised a question about putting a scupper at the back of town hall, way up above the door.
Yep.
And I think it's a good idea. The one problem is the way that little valley, if you will, comes down to the corner of the elevator shaft, which extends up above the roof line. Um, it's going to be tricky to get that in there so that it truly captures all the water. And I don't know if
Yeah.
they can do any flashing, which I suspect they don't do.
No, it's kind of
Um,
a weird spot too, because on the one hand, like there's a door and you want to collect all the water, but then where does the water go? It just sort of like dumps into that corner. I'm not sure.
well, there's a drain there that
True. Yeah.
several years ago, we found that it was clogged, and Steve Sullivan ran a snake down and he got around one elbow, and then I think there was almost immediately another elbow, and I don't know that that's ever been
I
opened
don't
up.
think it's ever been fixed.
Yeah. So, I mean, if the downspout came down to the ground, it's in a way, it's no different than all that water just running down the side of the.
Other than we keep it off the side of the building,
Yeah, I mean, that would be I think the reason to do it.
right?
Sure. And so Mr. Gutter doesn't do that kind of thing. Because yeah, I don't know if it'd be like a kind of a custom formed
Yeah.
upper. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's a roofing contractor that wants to bend that up or like a metal roofing contractor. I'm not really sure, to be honest.
Yeah, I think, I mean, it probably doesn't, it's only getting a small amount of water. So it probably somebody could just use say, a 12-inch piece of gutter or something, I mean, and not have a custom scupper, but I think there's going to be some flashing work needed to make sure it all goes into the receptor, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So maybe we leave that and out of the gutter work.
Yep. Sounds like a plan. Um, did anyone open the capital planning committee email I sent you all?
Oh, I
Yeah.
looked at it.
I
didn't
opened
even-
it. That's all I
Yeah.
did.
But didn't really understand what we're supposed to do with it.
I'm gonna have to go talk to her. It sounds like, I thought the spreadsheet we did that Steven spent boatloads of hours and, we all spent boatloads of hours is self-explanatory. Like, was it purchase, current replacement cost? I couldn't guess that.
No, I don't think yeah.
I might go in and talk to her tomorrow. It was an interesting conversation because it was only three buildings. Old Town Hall, um, MN Spear Library and Town Hall. So,
Well, and with Old Town Hall that you have up there,
yeah,
it's like, what do they want to know? The current replacement cost of the building?
mhm. Or the anticipated life years. It's done pretty well since 1829. So,
Right.
so I'm, yeah, the whole thing I'd have to ask more about because,
And I agree with you, Frank. I mean, if they took the spreadsheet, they could glean a lot of information.
mhm.
Um,
Yeah,
like current town hall there, the HVAC, there's a lot of information. I mean, there's the boiler, there are the
Yep.
mini splits. Um,
and you've dated it all, so it's like very,
yeah, as many
precise.
dates as I could find, they're
Yeah.
in there.
I wonder if they ever opened our spreadsheet when I sent it from us, not my spreadsheet, our spreadsheet. So anyway,
Just keep forwarding the spreadsheet and we'll just email the attachments back and forth.
Right.
I'll go in tomorrow and ask what it's
Okay.
about. But I just wanted to say that. So, other than that, is any unanticipated business? I think we've talked about it.
The only
So,
thing,
ha-
they moved the leftover metal roofing from the library project has been moved over to the highway department
Mhm.
for us to use. So that's been taken care of. If we
You-
ever rebuild that little,
Yeah.
that little building.
do you know where it's stored? I mean, have you seen where they put it
Yeah, I saw it, but I can't remember. I think it's to the left of the highway building if you're looking at the building.
from the road?
Yeah.
Sort of, I'll say neatly placed, or do we need to go and kind of organize it?
No, I think it was neatly placed.
Okay, good.
And then with the library, the new library, the contractor is leaving us a pallet or a partial pallet of slate, leftover slate. Which we're gonna stick in the woods near where the well is in case we need to do any slate repairs down the road.
It's going to stay on the pallet?
Yeah, it's gonna stay on a pallet till the pallet disintegrates.
Okay.
And then the contractor's given me a list of all the attic stock that we own. Now, we don't want all of that. But
What
I
kind of
can go
stock?
through yeah, attic stock.
Attic?
It's like
Attic.
extra, like just
Extra, extra.
material, like repairs, feature
Okay.
matching.
As an example, we're gonna get a certain number of square feet of ceiling tile,
Okay.
things like that.
Yeah.
Partial
So,
open boxes, partial boxes.
yeah,
Nuts
Good.
and bolts and all that other fun stuff.
so, so we're gonna get a bunch of that stuff. Some of it we don't want, but some of it we'll keep and try to figure out where we're supposed to put it.
Any leftover siding material?
Well, kind of siding material,
The
wood.
wood. The wood.
Yeah, but what are we gonna keep with the wood? Why do we leftover pieces of wood?
I mean, it like lengths, not cut off scraps.
Yeah, there's some lengths, but where do we keep it? Where do we store it? We don't have any storage. Can't stick it in the woods. It'll,
Well, I was wondering if, could talk to Dave, the highway department, and maybe there's a spot where it could put up a couple shelf brackets, in an out of way place and put it up so it's inside.
I question why we even need it.
Okay. That's right. We don't have to, we'll be gone.
All right, there's the theory. It's gonna be Anna's problem.
The slate siding the slate siding is the best thing to keep because
Yeah, we'll never
kids will be
match.
kids and someone might just start throwing rocks someday and breaking a couple of them. They'll be easy to fix.
Right. And we're never gonna be able to match that color in the future.
No.
Well, it's the Murphy's Law. If you know exactly like your manufacturer and color, then it's been discontinued. And when somebody
Right.
goes, I don't know, then you find it really easily.
Right.
All I
So,
have.
getting back to the gutters for a minute, are we gonna go ahead with the gutters?
I thought we were gonna wait till we see
Get the final electrical to see if it eats up what we're gonna do with all
Right.
that stuff. And then if it's not gonna eat it all up and it seems reasonable, um,
Well,
we can pull the trigger at the next meeting because it's a fall project. So
I'd have to go back and look again. But remember, Grace Electric, he gave us estimates.
Yeah.
And I want to say, I don't think it was more than 30,000, if it was that.
Mm.
Anyway,
Yeah.
okay.
okay. Well, then we'll see all each other who gets to show up, and we'll show you how to use your mobile app for the Zoom, Jeff, before next Tuesday. And
Yeah, that'll
you
be
can
the
drive.
day. Mhm. My
Anyway,
mobile app is called a piece of paper and pencil.
I
Well,
threaten that every time we have computer problems at work. I'm like, pen and paper. We're going back. Like, I'm done.
So, do you think there's any value in having a meeting in a couple weeks rather than a month, in terms of you'll have found out something about whether or not Pechorik's giving us an estimate? And if not, we could pursue with Grace if he's
Mhm.
still interested.
mhm.
And then knowing how much we might be spending there, we could also go ahead with the gutters.
Right with me.
Sure. So that's the 22nd. 22nd?
I can't do the 22nd. Can we do it the 29th? Just make it an extra week. I can't do the 22nd unless someone else wants to run the meeting, but is it
The
29th?
29th works for me.
We're saying the 29th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fantastic. Okay. In that case, do we have a motion to end the meeting?
I make a motion to end the meeting.
My second.
Dalmas, aye.
Whack-a-mole shy.
Cook eye.
Good night. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Frank.
Right.
Okay.
Bye.
5:30 on the 29th. Yes?
Yes.
Yep, that works.
Okay, great.
Bye-bye.
Night, everybody.
Bye.
Dun, dun.